Now you have a large group there that you're working with. How do you coordinate that group with that size of people?
A lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, and you should just be solely emails, but we realize the importance of a phone call. A lot of systems as well. I've been mashing together systems for quite some time, project collaboration tools that are made available to me, like Active Collab and Basecamp, and really just, we use a lot of new technology to manage not only the information, but the workflow of the organization.
So what are some of the tools? So I heard Active Collab, I heard Basecamp. I mean, there's going to
We
be a
use
lot of
Active
techies in the
Collab,
audience.
we use Basecamp, we use Sonar. Sonar has been really good for us because, we've been able to share our photos and our documents with all of our members of our organization, as well as our community partners, with a simple click of a button. That's been really good. We also use DabbleDB to manage all of our database information and our form collection. We use Wufoo, which is really cool because the founders of Wufoo actually told me a really cool story about how they created the name. They took Wu-Tang Clan and the Foo Fighters and mashed it together to create the name Wufoo. So, I love the fact that hip-hop is in that brand. The same thing with Sonar. Like, they have a very aerosol art and graffiti-based visual aesthetic, so that's why we feel really comfortable with Sonar. DabbleDB, same thing. We also use a lot of other applications like Google Apps. I'm a big fan of Gmail, so the entire organization is on Gmail, as well as Google Apps. And then I use a lot of other things in testing. So, we do use Zoho every now and then for some of our other, Creative Labs things, and then just a countless amount of other free resources that I use.
It occurs to me when you talk about all these tools that you're using that you are taking a distributed network of volunteers and you're using software that's created by a distributed network of volunteers, right? It's open source software, and you're using it with the volunteer community. So you're actually using the power of what's being created to amplify your own community.
100%. I think that the hip-hop community has always had a history of doing just that, of taking innovation and amplifying it. I think that's a really good word for it. We've, since the beginning of the community, I describe it like this, especially with regards to hip-hop's contribution to new technology. I think that when a group of individuals made a decision to get 2 turntables and a mic and a dub plate and, a very, very, like, I wouldn't want to say primitive, but very, like, simple audio recording equipment and created this wonderful remixes and mashups and things along those lines, I just feel like we've always had the culture of creating, brand new things from free and low cost new pieces of technology. And so with that said, I just think I have the same spirit, but the Hip Hop Association as a whole, we just have the same spirit of using these resources that exist so that we can make them useful to us. That's what they were created for, and we really see the need for it, and we really use it.
So 2 final questions. What do you want people to come away from hearing you speak remembering? And what do you need if somebody wants to contact you and say, what do you need? So those are the 2 questions.
And they're really good questions. I think for this conference in particular, I think it's really important to remember again that a lot of the people who are responsible for this innovation that's taking place, I thank them, because I think a lot of them, I assume some of them are fans of hip-hop, but more importantly, I think a lot of them understand that low-cost and free tools are going to be needed for the community to take advantage of these things that are taking place. There are community organizers, community activists, more importantly, just teachers, filmmakers, creative people, who really want to use these tools and who don't have, I guess, a financial bottom line in consideration. We're using these tools to help organize the community for the betterment of society. And so I think that every company should take into consideration and take seriously ways to make these tools available to the community. I've actually, it's been, to be quite honest, one of my greatest disappointments that a lot of the technology companies haven't had a specific focus on ways with which these tools, wonderful tools and assets, can be utilized by the community. So I almost feel like they're being underutilized in all reality. But with that said, I hope that a lot of people, and some companies are, Dabble's been really good at it, Sunar's been really good at it, Wufoo's been really good at it, at making these resources available to the community. And I think that that's one of the things you should know that we're doing. We recently started an initiative called Grow Hip Hop, where we've been distributing these pieces of technology to other members of the hip-hop community directly, and to people in different countries as well. So here you have somebody in New York who's making sure that people in South Africa and Japan and Germany are using these tools. And I do think that there are a lot of us out there who, again, really believe in the power of these new pieces of technology and are some of your best beta users, to be honest, because we have a particular focus on things being fresh and effective. And to be real honest with you, Howard, we'll tell you that it's corny in a quick second. Like, we'll tell you it doesn't work, or we don't like it, and not feel bad about it. So again, I just think amongst us, there's a really strong group of people who can help to take these platforms to another place. Another thing
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. No, finish your thought, and then we're gonna have to.
Yeah, we should definitely wrap it up. I also say that. So, for example, in my use of all of these individual pieces of technology, one of the things that I've been thinking about is cross-data collaboration. I'm not sure how difficult it is for some of these technologies, some of these platforms, to make their data accessible to other types of platforms. So, for example, one of the issues I ran into is ways to share data between DabbleDB and Rufu, or share data between Sonar and Zoho. And I just think that if a lot more attention can be placed on ways to share this data amongst these different tools, is actually going to be more effective, because we'll use all of them instead of just using one. We're more prone to, in the hip-hop community especially, to use a variety of applications as opposed to just one-stop shop.
So you're saying open APIs and data sharing is critical for you?
100%. It's very critical.
Very cool. Rolando Brown, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. Obviously, you got a great organization going there, and I look forward to hearing more about it.
Thank you so much, Alex. Take care.